apart, so thinking about that even weight on each side. Just keep it nice and tall. I'm just going to get you to do a few little pelvic tilts, so hands on the hips if you find it easier, and breathing out, you're gently tucking under, so think about flattening through the lower back. Breathing in, you're gently coming back through and creating that big arch. So just nice, gentle movements. And make sure that you've got your knees soft when you're in this position, otherwise it's really difficult to get that pelvic movement. We'll just do a couple more. And then you just want to be somewhere in between those two. Yeah, so we're not sticking your bottom out, but you're also not tucking under. We're just going to do a little bit of stuff with your feet. So in your standing position, you're just nice and gently going to raise your toes up towards your shin on both sides, and then we're going to relax the feet back down. So we're just drawing those toes up and then taking the toes back down. And again, ideally, you should have even movement on both sides. Yeah. So really think about pulling those toes up, control back down. Try not to let your feet roll in as you lift your toes up or roll out onto the outside edge either. So you want to keep that nice position underneath your feet the whole way through. We'll just do a couple more. And then on our next ones, we're going to lift the toes up. Take them back to the floor, and then you're going to think about almost rolling through the bottom of your feet. So you want to take the weight into the midfoot and then into the front of the balls of the feet and float the heels up. You're then going to control back down, take the weight into the heels as we raise the toes up. So it's almost like we're rolling the weight through the foot, float the heels, come back down. So transfer that weight back to the heels as we bring those toes up off of the floor. So it's all about stability and control. So don't worry about how far you're going. Keep your tummy pulled in. And as we said last week, you want to make sure that your ribs stay over the top of your hips. So try not to arch or lean forwards too much as we do these. So draw the toes up, peel through, float the heels. So try not to roll the foot, don't take the weight onto the outside edge of your feet at all. We'll just do a few more. Last one. And then we're going to do the same movement with your knees bent. So we're just working that different calf muscles. We're going to work the soleus a little bit more this time. So knees bent, think about chest forward slightly, but you still want your ribs over your hips. And again, we're drawing the toes up, and then we're taking that weight through the midfoot onto the balls of the feet, float the heels up. Back down, weight into the heels, draw the toes up. And again, it doesn't have to be a big movement. And the range of your toe lift will be smaller when you've got your knees bent. So try not to grip into the floor with the toes as we come up as well. We want that nice even spread through the feet. Keep it nice and wide. We're going to do two more. And then just come up to standing. Feet hip distance apart. We're going to do some single leg work, so your feet should feel nice and warm. So we're going to take the weight onto the left leg. So you want to have your hip, knee and foot stacked one on top of the other. Think about keeping tall, drawing up through your pelvic floor and your ribs stacked. And then once you get comfortable in this position, we're just gently going to peel that right foot up, and then we're going to float the knee up. So we're just going to hold this position. Keep the hips nice and level. And then I'm just going to get you to have those arms up over your head. And with your left arm, as you breathe out, you're gently reaching your fingers up towards the ceiling. Breathing in, we're relaxing that arm back down. So it's not a huge movement. We're just gently reaching up and then relaxing back down. So keeping tall. Try not to shift too much through the hips as we reach the arm up. We're going to do two more. And then I'm going to get you to Float those arms back down, keep foot up off of the floor, and this time breathing out, we're going to float the arms up and we're going to straighten the leg out in front as we did last week. Breathing in, bend the knee as we bring the arms down. So breathing out, arms up and straighten the leg. Breathing in as we come back down. So keep tall, think about keeping that hip, knee and foot stacked one on top of the other. We're going to do 2 more. And then bring those arms out to shoulder height, keep that foot up if we can, and breathing out, float the arms as we take the knee to the side. Breathing in as we come back through. So tummy pulled in nice and tall, so don't worry about how far you're taking that leg. We're going to just do 2 more. And then take that foot down, that leg a little bit of shape, and then we'll do the same on the other side. So again, nice and level through the hips, take the weight across, so get comfortable in that position first, think about drawing up, keeping tall, then float that left leg. And again, once you're comfortable and balanced, we're going to take those arms up and do those little reaches up to the ceiling. So this time it's right arm gently reaching up, breathing in as we relax back down. So try not to kick that hip out to the side. Keep nice and tall. We're just going to do 1 more. And then gently float those arms down. And this time breathing out, straighten the leg in front as we take the arms up. Breathing in as we control back down. Think about squeezing your bottoms, so keep it nice and stable on that right side. We're going to do 2 more. And then arms out to shoulder height. And this time, taking the arms to the side as we float the knee out. Breathing in as we control back in. So try and keep those hips pointing forwards as you float the leg to the side. So don't worry about how far you're taking that knee. Good. We'll do 2 more. And then just float that foot down, relax through the arms. And as we did last week, I'm going to get you to do a little bit of balance work. So heel to toe standing. So you have your right foot in front. Get comfortable in that position again. So try not to take the weight onto that back leg. You want to evenly spread between both feet. Hips pointing forwards. Think about your ribs being over the top of those hip bones. Nice and tall. You can have those arms out to the side if you find it slightly easier. And again, as we did last week, just try a little bit with your eyes shut. See how that affects your balance. Mine's terrible. Think about drawing up through the lower abs. Healing balloons pulling us to the ceiling, so everything's kind of being drawn up towards the ceiling. And then we'll just take those arms down and we'll swap over. So this time left foot in front, right foot behind. And again, get comfortable in that position first. So think about the weight through the feet. Hips forward, knees slightly softened, nice and tall again. And again, arms out to the side if you need to keep your balance. And when you're ready, you can just shut those eyes and try and maintain that nice position. And just open your eyes, relax through the arms. And again, as we did last week, we're going to do heel to toe walking again. Think about looking ahead rather than down to the floor. If it's easier, have those arms out or by your side. And yeah, heel to toe, keeping nice and tall. Thinking about drawing up through the pelvic floor, hips and ribs are stacked. So we don't want to be quick as we do this. We're really focusing on keeping nice and stable with the movement. And then when you run out of rope, we're just going to walk backwards as well. And then we'll just do a there and back again. So helium balloon, try and focus on a point in front. Think about being really tall with the movement. And again, we're just coming back when you run out of space. Good. And then when you've done, I'm going to get you to grab a piece of band. So we're going to have the band around the leg, so you want it just above your knee. And again, we're just going to do a little bit of single leg work. So it doesn't need to be a really heavy resistance for this, so don't go too crazy with it. So this is kind of more single leg control, a little bit more dynamic. So I'm going to get you to take the weight onto your left leg to start with. And again, you want that hip, foot and knee stacked one on top of the other. And I'm going to get you to have your leg bent that halfway up. So don't come all the way up to 90, kind of 45 degrees. And to begin with, you're going to straighten the leg out. Think about drawing the toes up towards your shin. And we're going to bend the left knee to tap the ankle, the heel, sorry, off of the floor in front of us. So just nice little heel tap. You're then going to bring your leg to the side. And again, we're going to bend the left knee to take the leg down. We're then going to take that leg diagonally behind. And again, small knee bend to tap the foot and then straight behind for the last one. We're then going to bring that foot back out in front. So we're tapping the heel out to the side. So get balanced before you try to move. A diagonal and then straight behind. So again, it's not a big movement. So try not to let that knee roll in. Think about that knee kind of coming over your second toe. Ooh. And we'll just do one last set. Good. And then we'll just swap and we'll do the same on the other side. So again, we're trying to keep this right side nice and tall and stacked the whole way through the movement. So leg out in front, bend the knee as we tap the heel. Same to the side. One diagonal behind and then one straight behind. So try and keep the hips pointing forwards. Good, and we'll just do one more. And then we'll keep that band on and we're going to do our kind of single leg scooter movement that we've done before as well. So feet roughly hip distance apart. So bend the knees, think about hinging at the hips, so you're bringing that chest slightly forward, nice position through the lower back. We're taking the weight onto the left leg to start with. So breathing in, float the knee up, so we're tensioning that band. Breathing out, we're straightening that leg, squeezing the bottom as you point the toe away. So breathing in, float the knee up. Breathing out as we reach behind. As you reach behind, think about that gap between your bottom rib and your hip bones staying the same. And that will stop you from arching through the lower back. And then if you want, you can start to add some more arm movements in as well. So as you take your leg back, think about squeezing your glute, and you want to squeeze that shoulder blade back on the opposite side. So squeeze the glute and the shoulder blade back at the same time. 2 more. And then we'll swap and we'll do the same on the other side. So again, double knee bend, Chest slightly forward, take the weight across, make sure you're nice and comfortable in that position, and then breathing in, float the knee up, breathing out as we straighten that leg behind. So again, think about that spring between your bottom rib and your hip bone. And again, we can start to add some more dynamic movements in with the upper body as well. So really think about squeeze the shoulder blade back as we squeeze the bottom and reach the toe behind. And again, this all wants to be fairly slow movement, so don't go too fast. We'll do 2 more. And then we're done. Just pop that band to the side. And we're going to do our little roll downs that we did last week as well. So I'm going to get you to cross one foot in front of the other. So if you take your right foot in front to begin with, left foot behind, so hips pointing forwards for these, soften your knees, and then breathing out with nodding that chin, peel down towards the floor. So heavy in the arms. We're going to hold for a breath in, breathing out, gently rotate those hands around to the inside of that back foot. Hold for a breath in, breathing out, come back through, tuck that tailbone and peel back up to the top again. And we'll do that same movement again. So nod the chin, gradually peel down. So heavy through the arms. Think about the lower back opening up as we come down. Breath in, breathing out, hands to that back foot. Hold for breath in. Breathing out, peel back up. And then we'll swap and we'll do 2 the other way around as well. So left foot in front this time. And again, try and keep your hips pointing forward. So try not to rotate round to the side. And then nod the chin, gradually peel down. So hold for that breath in, breathing out, sweep those hands round to that back foot. Hold for a breath in. Breathing out as we come back up. And we'll do 1 more.